Hey everybody, welcome to Landscape Rescue. Today we are at the big boy. We're at the Lowe's in Springfield, Missouri. I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna attack the clearance section like it owes me some money. Let's get in there. All right, I am not even messing around. We are, oh, maybe I am messing around. Did I turn on my mic? My mic was on this whole time. See, I'm getting better at YouTube. I'm getting better, but I'm not messing around. We're going right to the clearance rack. I'm not gonna let any of this other stuff distract me from where I'm going. Ooh, already, I see this big old guy, like a beacon of hope for the clearance rack in general. The Luna Hardy Hibiscus. So the Lunas, I'm really liking the Lunas. We did have a comment, and she kind of opened my eyes a little bit. Kudos to whoever this was. I would have to go back and look, but she said that her Luna is only blooming about a third of the amount of time that other hardy hibiscus are blooming. And I'm like, well, and I started thinking about it. I was like, you know what? Mine kind of fizzle out too a little bit. So this year I'm feeding them a little bit more and I'm making sure they get plenty of water. Last year I kind of slacked off with the watering. So this year going to be more diligent. So Luna. This Luna is $17.99 normally, which is going to take us into that 50% off range, but these plants 75% off. So we're thinking 75% off on the clearance rack stuff, which I can see why. It is hot, guys. It has been, I walked outside at 8 o'clock this morning, just going to piddle around, and it was hot. It was not for the light of heart. It was for real. Okay, so I don't want to get too distracted. I'm just going to shoot the bull. Ran into a subscriber, did a little talking on that. So we were talking about Lunas, if I remember right. We were talking about Lunas. There's some of these double the sun coreopsis, you know, it's 75% off. These coreopsis wouldn't be a bad investment. They do have, I don't know if this is going to come up on camera or not, but they do have what appears to be a really bad case of powdery mildew, and it's been really hot. So I do have some copper sulfate, you know, spray that I can use. You want to use that sparingly, right? Because it can reach toxic levels. So you just want to, you know, it is poisonous. But usually in the sprays, I've never had any problems with the sprays when it comes to, I wouldn't use it on anything I'm eating, but I mean, for ornamentals, that'd be fine. So the Lunas, it looks like they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Luna. Oh, okay, what are we doing? What am I doing? I don't even know why I come back to these places without a cart. Okay, cart time. I'm gonna steal this person's cart. I didn't actually steal somebody's cart, by the way. I want to be 100% honest. There was just a cart sitting over here by the retaining wall block that I didn't see earlier. So I'm going to take that. And these look a little banged up, but just remember, hardy hibiscus, they like it de agua. So they can handle pretty boggy situations. They grow in the ditches here. Oh, here's another one. So sometimes they'll have an opportunity to dry out when they're in full sun and they're crammed in these little 2-gallon pots. So this is the Luna, which only gets 2 to 3 feet tall, 2 feet wide. I'm loving the Luna. So we're doing some little experimenting to see if maybe I can get prolonged blooming out of them. We'll see. There's some butterfly bush over here. Monrovia chrysalis cranberry. Chrysalis cranberry. Boudelia. Oh boy, it's a little tiny guy. It's 20. So what is happening? This one wants to come home for landscape rescue. Oh, it's an annual. Okay, get back. So this is the chrysalis cranberry. Good to negative 10 degrees. Well, it says hardiness negative 20 to negative 10. So zone 5, 20 to 28 inches tall, 18 and 24 inches wide. This is a 1 gallon. This would be a really good up front shrub to black-eyed Susans. Same kind of environment, right? They're gonna like that same kind of drier, you know, like if you have a drier spot, that would probably be a good solution for that. Okay, so what I was thinking for my disabled veteran across the street is just beet lung cancer, and it's just really difficult for him to get out in the heat. He basically just mows paths in his backyard. Being on a fixed income, you don't want to run over saplings with your lawnmower, because if you screw up your lawnmower, you can't mow your lawn anymore. So I understand. And he's turned the entire backyard has turned into a scene out of Jumanji. He's a good guy, and I want to help him. So in the front yard to his house, I have been doing a lot of cleanup and things like that, and I've gotten a lot of those volunteers out of there. He has some elderberry, some like wild elderberry, you know, the ones that you would cultivate for berries, the elderberry. I've brought one of those under control, kind of cleaned up the area a little bit, and I've done a heavy layer of pole chips over there, and I'm wanting to plant some things in there and do like a hillbilly irrigation style, you know, on a timer where I can just walk over there, I can turn on the timer, and it's gonna turn off. That's ideally what I want to do for his. Things that I can find on clearance and make this as affordable as possible, because I am flipping the bill for all of this. Let's get in there and see. I think I see some Echinacea. This would be really pretty. This dark orange, and this is Sombrero Salsa. We're familiar with this. We've seen this on the channel before. Sombrero Salsa, $11.89. So I guess my main concern is, do I want to invest some of my budget into butterfly bush, which here are a little iffy if they're going to come back. Now, I have had butterfly bush come back. I've got a variety of Monrovia butterfly bush that I bought for like $8 a piece, like 3 or 4 years ago, and they've came back every year, but they're not consistently coming back, so I've lost a couple of them. But they are very wispy. These chrysalis pink Buddleia are very wispy. Or do I spend the money on purple coneflower, and you can just kind of load the area up with purple coneflower and black-eyed Susans and just really have a good time? I've got enough black-eyed Susans. I probably shouldn't be buying any black-eyed Susans. I've got enough that I'm going to transplant, but I'm going to need to do that in the fall. So I am going to want to leave some areas within my tiers to where I can use some transplanted black-eyed Susan. And basically my plan is I'm just going to move my backyard into their front yards. Because I'm might reclaim my backyard for turf. I don't really know how that's gonna go down. Unfortunately, having a dog, it's very difficult for me to stay on top of things back there. She likes to beat stuff up. We've got that Echinacea as a as a possible option. Oh, here we go. Powwow Wildberry, $6.98 at 75% off. So this would be a really good deal. We've also got some Veronica. I know when people were talking about their favorite combos, Veronica came up a couple times, and this is Vernique, and there's plenty of that in here. Jeez Louise. And then Subcampanula, Sentimental Blue, some butterfly weed. That's pretty cool. They got a couple flats of that. They got a couple flats of Echinacea down here. Is that Powwow Wildberry also? Come on, guys. It's like they don't want to come home with me or something. Powwow Wildberry, you coming home with me? Okay, I'm gonna need another cart. I'm gonna need another cart because that's not gonna do it. Oh no. Oh, this is gonna be a lot of planting. Yep, I'm gonna get yelled at for sure because there's no way I'm walking away from that much coneflower. I'm just not strong enough, guys. Just not strong enough. I am gonna put these butterfly bush back. I know this is a great opportunity for me to grab butterfly bush. I can't justify that. Hey, another Luna. Ta-da! This one was hiding down there. So that gives me a total of 6, unless there's another one floating around. Maybe I should have been paying attention instead of yakking my gums. I don't see any other Luna. That should take me across the whole backside of his fence, I'm thinking. And I've got a bunch of Echinacea, and I've got a bunch of purple coneflowers and things like that I can mix in already from my last like $200 foray at Lowe's. I'm gonna need another cart. I need all those Echinacea. Oh, I want the butterfly milkweed so bad. I want it so bad. Especially for 75% off.
He used to turn heads when he walked on by, like 2 smoked hams in a denim sky. Folks would whisper, that can't be real, but baby, that booty could spin a wheel, could balance tabletop. Two per cheek and they never drop. Booty so bold it had its own zip code. But then he took the Mountain Dew road. Now it's flat, flat as a board. Wranglers sag like a cardboard sword. Once had buns like a sweet parade. Now it's gone to betray. He used to flex, now it's just folds like two deflated dinner rolls. His jeans gave up, they cried with through. Thanks to 12 cans of Mountain Dew, that sweet green nectar took its toll. Stole the thunder right from his soul. Now he sits and barely makes a dent. What happened to that monument? Now it's flat, flat as a board. Wranglers sag like a cardboard sword. Once had buns like a sweet parade. Now it's gone to betray.
We are gathered here to mourn the loss of the buns that once were. May they rest in compression.
Now it's flat, oh Lord, it's sad. The jeans don't fit and it makes him mad. From ham to slab, from thick to thin. Mountain Dew, you did him in.
So I could not find any crepe myrtle. There's some zebra grass over here. Porcupine and zebra. So this is where it gets a little confusing. Do different things. The porcupine and the zebra. Porcupine, zebra's right here. I saw some zebra. Zebras, they do different stuff, right? Don't want to make those, but they look very similar. Don't want to make that mistake. Probably not going to mess with that, in all honesty. What I would like to do is I'd like to see what our pricing is on. I mean, I don't want to spend 50 bucks on. What I would really like is some of these Miss Sandra. If I could figure out a way to afford some Miss Sandra across that backside, that full sun up against his fence. I think that would be real pretty to have a couple of those. I think that would be pretty. Come here. But I think she's a big girl. Yeah, 15 to 20 feet. I'll never see that out of them. It gets too cold. But they're $32.98 a piece. If I could get, oh man, if they were on clearance, that would be perfect. I could get 3. That would be great. And then I could just kind of like pack those Lunas in around them. All right. I'm gonna look around a little bit more. There's nothing really here crazy that we haven't seen before. I don't need to waste you guys' time with that. Let me look around, touch base with you again. Okay, I can't not talk about this. It's not on sale. It's a really good price, but it's not on sale. This is, well, first of all, we're just gonna look at it together here for a second. Look at that beautiful wine-colored Hardy Hibiscus. What a spectacular. This is berry awesome, summerific berry awesome Hardy Hibiscus. Proven winners, so it's a PW for $22.98. That is not a bad price. That is not a bad price when like you're selling these at a wholesale nursery for $32, $33. So zone 4 through 9, so good to -30, and give me a height, 48 inches tall. So pretty big, pretty big. Just kind of wondering, wouldn't that look pretty as a backdrop to the Luna? But you know, I'm gonna end up spending $100 on Hardy Hibiscus, and I can't do that not when you're already spending $100 on all the other perennials. A little frustrating, but okay, I can handle it. One black-eyed Susan, uno, and this is Gold Blitz. So I don't know when I'm gonna be able to find more Gold Blitz. This would be fun. Rudbeckia right here. Cappuccino Rudbeckia, Herta. So it's a Rudbeckia Herta, $17.98. Too rich for my blood. too rich for my blood. They do have more Lunas, by the way. If you guys are any of the locals, you want to know where the Lunas are. They're at the Lowe's and Primrose. Okay, wanted to show you that. I'll touch base back with you here in a second. Okay, where are you at? Where are you at? What's happening? All right, everybody. I've got 2 carts, one full of Hardy Hibiscus and one filled with Powwow Wildberry. I think I'm getting 3 flats of the what is happening? Powwow Wildberry, Echinacea. What I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just kind of spot these in, right? Just kind of periodically throughout. They get tall enough that they can kind of fight it out with Echinacea, or they can fight it out with Black-Eyed Susans. But I haven't been able to find any Black-Eyed Susans in a black pot on clearance. They're just flying out of here so quick. So there's some fancy, like, you know, PW varieties with a Black-Eyed Susans. I'm not buying those. That's what I'm gonna end up going with, and I'll put in the description how much I ended up spending, and then I'll be asking if anybody has a room to let, because I'm gonna get kicked out of the house. Thank you very much for joining me, everybody. This is gonna be a huge boon to those 2 properties wherever I decide to put them. And I do have a bunch of other plants that I need to find homes for over there, but I kind of got a general idea. So we need a planting day is what we need. I need to have a video where I'm planting a bunch of stuff. It just needs to cool off a little bit. I mean, by the time it's 8 o'clock, I'm drenched in sweat. Echinacea, Luna Hardy Hibiscus. My name's Stuart Moore. This is Landscape Rescue. And thank you very much for letting me into your home talk about plants.